Okay, it's recording now.
Okay, so we push that button.
Yeah, Megan talk, or hold on. Just both talk so we can test the audio for sure.
Okay.
Alright, so blah 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 blah.
Blah, blah. Alright.
Welcome everyone, I'm Sage.
I'm Megan.
And you're back with the Squeaky Floorboard Society.
You might notice our setup's a little different today.
That's because we're in person. If we also look horrified, it's because my dad's behind the camera.
Yeah. So shout out to Sage's dad.
He just stares deeply at the camera.
I've never seen a man look so miserable. Yes, I have. I'm lying.
He does look quite miserable back there.
In his defense, we've shoved him into a corner.
That
And we're
is
like,
true.
film us!
That is true.
I still
Are you
don't
taking
sound
your
right.
pictures for posterity?
It still don't sound right.
To be fair, prior to this, I looked at my dad and was like, hey, you want to come film me and Megan record something? But so today is what we're calling the Dark Corners in Coffee.
Yeah, it's just our little end of season recap that we're gonna do. And, maybe next season we won't make your dad film it.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll make someone else. We can rotate the duty amongst all the men.
That's true, we could. There are mysterious third members.
Yeah, we have mysterious third, fourth, fifth, sixth, if you count my son.
Okay, you guys got quick because this ain't sounding any better.
But as we said, Dark Corners is kind of like a hint at our previous podcast.
It's a throwback.
And coffee just seemed appropriate.
Despite the fact that
That
neither
neither
of
of
us
us.
are drinking coffee.
To be fair though, Dr. Pepper has been my brand the entire time.
And I usually drink tea, so we're on brand at least.
Alright, how do we want to do this? Do you want to go, or do you want me to go with the statistics?
Why don't you start us off with that? I think that's a good place to start.
So with our statistics, I started collecting data on this on September 6th of 2025. And that was before we even
Officially
we
dropped.
published. That was just our trailer episode out and me working my butt off on social media to be like, come listen to us when we drop.
Our e-begging that
Literally.
people have to do nowadays.
So on September 5th, we had 10 total downloads and 10 listeners. We had 9 listeners in the US and 1 in Japan. And our most used app was Spotify, and we had 3 subscribers on YouTube and 13 on TikTok. By the end of September, which mind you, we still haven't posted the actual first episode at this point. It was just the trailer episode. We ended September with 22 total downloads and listeners, and we were listened to in the US, Australia, and Japan. We had 19 in the US, 2 in Australia, and 1 in Japan. Spotify was still our most utilized app, and we had 4 subscribers on YouTube and 282 followers on TikTok.
That's not bad.
It's not, especially because we had just
we didn't even have an actual episode out yet.
no, that was it was 48 seconds.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
our trailer
not
was
a long
48
time.
Something like
seconds.
that.
By the end of October, we had 84 total downloads, 71 total listeners. We had the US, Australia, and Japan. The US had 81 listeners, Australia had 2, and Japan had 1. Our most used app was still Spotify. YouTube, we had gone up to 12 subscribers, and TikTok, we had 391 followers. By the end of November, we had 109 downloads and 91 listeners. The US had 105, Australia 2, the UK 1, and Japan had 1. We had 15 total subscribers on YouTube and 486 followers on TikTok. And then, so now I have December up to December 19th, but this morning, as my dad knows, I looked into all of this again to see what our new updates were, and I have the percentages of states and countries.
Okay, go ahead and start.
So I took the data from the 9th. Did I already do the 19th?
I don't remember.
Alright, so I took the data from the 19th, and then I redid it this morning so that we could have the full picture. So on the 19th, we had 134 downloads and 110 listeners. That doesn't make sense to me. Some of these numbers I don't think are real. The US had 130, Australia had 2, the UK had 1, and Japan still had 1. Spotify was still our number 1 app, and we had 18 subscribers on YouTube, 486 followers on TikTok. Now I checked again this morning, and this is going to date the episode, but as of this time, it is December 27th.
Right.
And we have 19 subscribers on YouTube and 485 on TikTok. We have 141 downloads with 140 listeners. And we have 137 listeners in the United States, 2 in Australia, 1 in the UK, and 1 in Japan. Now, I really like stats much like you like linguistics.
Yes.
So, I'm going to tell you the states we have and the percentages from each state.
Okay.
So, Maryland has 23.36% of our listeners there.
I wonder why that is.
California has 16.79%,
Oh.
Virginia 16.06%, Texas has 5.11%.
Hmm.
Texas is higher than Indiana. Massachusetts has 4.38%. New Jersey also has 4.38%. Indiana with 3.65%. Minnesota and Ohio both have 2.92%. Florida and PA both have 2.19% of our listeners. Georgia, Missouri, North Carolina, New York, Oklahoma, Tennessee all have 1.46%. District of Columbia has 0.73%, as well as Kansas and Michigan as well. In Australia, our 2 listeners are from the Australian Capital Territory and New South Wales,
Okay.
and our UK listener is in England. And
Do we know where the Japan listener is?
no, it doesn't give me a breakdown of Japan.
Why not?
Because I don't know if it is Japan broken down into territories.
Yeah, they have
I mean, they're
territories.
provinces.
Yeah.
Okay. Then I don't know why it doesn't break it down.
That's weird.
It is weird. I'll have to show you what it looks like on my end for
Oh, okay.
this.
Because I don't do this stuff. Because I'm stupid and I don't know how things work.
I wouldn't say that. You just
I struggle with technology the same way that, like, a boomer does. The boomerification of me.
I'll give you that.
Yeah.
So 52.48% of our listeners are on Apple devices. 18.44% are coming from Android. We have 10.64% for 2 devices, which are Mac, Zero XX, and Windows. And then 7.8.
Who's using Windows to listen to us?
I don't know. And then 7.80% are coming from an unknown source. And
That can be unknown. It's either a computer or a cell phone.
No, Samsung fridge. I have a smart oven. I could probably
Are you guys listening on your fridge or your oven?
Let us know in the comments.
And then when it comes to the apps, Spotify with 46.10% of utilization. So that's where most of our people are listening from. Apple Podcasts with 22.70%, Google Chrome with 9.93%, Edge with 6.38%, iHeartRadio has 4.26%, Pocket Cast and Podbean app both have 1.42%. Listen Notes and Safari both have 0.71% and Unknown with 6.38%.
Did you have the stats on what our most viewed video is? Because I know it off the top of my head, but I looked it up to be sure.
I do not have it off the top of my head, but I know how many we had.
Our most popular YouTube video was Volkolak Vodka and Very Bad Decisions with 127 views.
Which we watched, and if you've listened to previous episodes, you guys know that we watched that grow.
Yeah, like, I don't know, do you think it was the thumbnail?
It had to be the thumbnail, but I think the
Yes.
thumbnail and the title really. People see vodka and they're like,
They see vodka and bad decisions, and then me and a wolf head. I guess the wolf head needs to make more appearances. Our least listened to one is How You Drive Like That.
which is so funny because that's a DeWeo, and that was like,
That's
I think
a
that
good
one's the
one.
audio's also messed up with as well
That
because
might be why.
I'd be
Although
fighting for my life.
this one's getting there. Horrible House is getting there.
Ooh, that was a good one too.
This one was Please Be Better at Crime did pretty well too.
I think that was our really heavy one, wasn't it?
I think
I
so.
think that was Manuel Blanco Roma Santa.
You know what? He came up in a video I was listening to the other day.
Really?
You know, ASMR historian, the guy I like to
Yeah.
listen to when I'm working. Of course, he always ends his videos with "Good night, everyone," and I'm like, I'm pulling Charlie's. I'm not going to bed. But he talked about a bunch of the werewolf cases we've covered
Really?
because he was talking about serial killers of Spain
Well, he gave me a
and France.
YouTube channel earlier to listen to that's called The Macabre Story.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm going to look into
Oh,
some
they're
of
like
theirs.
really weird. Like one's about these twin girls. They never cried from the day they were born. And then when the townspeople, near the end, after they turned 18, the townspeople turned on them, was going to kill them. And they like turned the town, they done something and somehow put a spell over the whole town. It's down in Appalachia, so.
Oh, well, okay. You can see your trash cans knocked over, run.
God,
Those videos drive me crazy.
his
There's
voice drives me
actual
crazy.
stuff to discuss about Appalachia, and none of that is it.
Yeah.
No, there's a bunch of them. There's a whole list of them.
If you hear a fart, run.
You're not a part of our generation.
Do you know what we're talking about?
No, I don't.
There's all these like videos where it's like, oh, here's the rules for living in Appalachia.
Well, yeah, there's a
And but they'll say dumb shit. Like, I don't know, what are some good, other than if you hear a fart, run. Like, it'll be stupid
No, there's
stuff.
ones like don't, even the Native Americans have, you don't whistle at night.
Well, yeah, that's a general rule.
And then like
general.
close it, and you're Appalachian, you keep
Close
your
your
windows closed, close your windows at night. Same way with some of the fire towers, the people that sit in fire towers, there's rules to those,
Yeah.
unspoken rules that, like do this, do
I'm
this.
gonna get blinds.
I was gonna say, you're sitting there with your office window just uncovered every time we record.
Well, that one, is that your office window that Al flew into? Yeah, see?
I don't know owl flew into that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a picture of it because, like, when I'm walking up the stairs, you just see the shape of an owl.
Yeah.
He hit that window so hard.
Do you see my office window? How it's got curtains on it, and they're actually usually thumbtacks.
Hi, Editing Sage here. It is 9:35 when I am editing this episode. And as you probably can tell, I've just got past the part where we're talking about my blinds. My lovely, sweet little husband hung up blankets up so everyone would stop giving me bullshit about just having my windows open, because those two windows over there don't have blinds on them. So I got curtains up, quote unquote curtains.
Go.
All right. So do you want to go into some of your things before we get into clinical lycanthropy?
Getting ready to die.
Is it?
Battery's blinking red.
Well, I'll shut up then.
You can talk for a few seconds, it's just blinking red.
We're definitely having some technical difficulties today.
Yeah,
with
which
this camera.
is very on brand. I did charge all of these batteries before I made my trip here.
And there.
All right, I think you were going.
All right, go.
So, like, we covered I covered a lot of Dogman cases,
Yes.
and then you covered the Australian
Dogman.
But I have since found some other points of interest concerning some of the cases I've covered, and I
Really?
thought those would be fun to bring today. I was like, what is that Discord notification? I know what that Discord notification is. It's you. It's me. So, we talked about the camper massacre at LBL and how that's really hotly debated. A lot of people think it didn't happen. Cryptid Studies Institute, Elijah Henderson. They did a little bit more of investigation into that. They were featured in, I'm trying to remember what. He was like a guest on another YouTube channel's documentary. I can tell you exactly who it is. Give me one second. It literally won't tell me who's making this. What is this? Oh well. Like, I have the video. This is the same people, and it won't tell me who makes it.
They just don't want you to know.
Yeah. It's Deese and Shannon LeGros that do it. I don't remember their channel name. But they did, like, American Werewolves, the Dogman Triangle. He was on one of their things. And he claims that folks in the Kentuckiana region, because I think he lives in Kentucky, reported to him during the course of his research for the Camper Massacre and some general research about LBL that in 1982 they were in high school in the area, and that rumors about the massacre spread through their high schools all the way to Louisville.
Oh my goodness.
So the claim that absolutely nobody knew about this massacre until recently is apparently just patently untrue. Because there are people coming forward saying, oh yeah, I was a senior in high school then, and everybody was talking about how something had happened at LBL, that some family had been killed. So,
Okay.
we also talked a little bit about Roger. I don't know if you remember Roger.
Is that the guy that was found in the tent?
No. Roger is the guy who says he was there with the family.
Oh yeah, I do remember. Who was the Bubba?
Bubba
Bubba was in the tent.
was the other hunter, the bow hunter.
Oh, yeah.
Which, upon watching another video, Groves did indeed confirm that it was Bubba that was in that tent.
For Bubba.
But,
Justice for Bubba.
yeah, justice for Bubba. How dare you guys cover up Bubba's death? But people, there's a theory spreading around now that Roger is a plant, not a tree, but a government plant.
Oh, okay. I was like this, just this, like,
It's a little like sapling.
yeah, I was just like, when he, well, my mind went to, like, a weed plant, and I'm like, was he recording everything?
Just cuts to like a bunch of grass holding a camera. But people think that Roger may be a government plant who is intended to throw people off and say, oh, well, it wasn't a dog man. It might have been people in costumes, or it could have been anything, you know. I didn't see a werewolf.
That
You
would
know,
make sense.
Right. That's kind of what I'm thinking, too, at this point, based on, because I heard some more interviews with Roger where I thought, this guy just doesn't strike me as very credible.
Yeah, which is completely different than when we talked about that story.
I thought Roger kind of sounded, okay, his story sounds a little more credible than the rumors, but the more he talks, the less I believe him.
Yeah.
We also talked, when we were talking about LBL, a lot of these notes are about LBL, because I dug into a whole wealth of other content. So, we talked about Martin Groves.
Yeah.
And his partner, Harry.
These
and,
were the cops, correct?
Yes, the two sheriff deputies that had that horrible experience. Groves calls it the Russian Creek incident, which I did not know when I first read that episode.
Do we know why he calls it the Russian Creek? Is there a Russian Creek near there?
I think it has to do with the area, because I watched another video with Martin Groves in it where he kind of lays out the area a little bit better, and he talks about his trips, like his return trips. So, first of all, he gave a startling statistic in which he says that at least 38 people have lost their lives to the Beast of LBL.
Oh my goodness.
Which is way more than the 4 we initially talked about.
that, yeah.
Like, I guess
That's
he
still
has,
34 other people
Yeah.
that we don't have any stories for. Sorry, it's my son.
Beautiful, crazy. But yeah, he says that there's a bunch of cases of deaths in the park that...
Yeah, so he could order pizza.
Your husband?
Yeah.
Why is he asking you?
I don't know.
He's a grown man.
I know.
He has a job with his own money.
I know.
But, yeah, he says there's a bunch of deaths in the park that he believes, based on their locations, as well as the manners of death,
That they're the same beast.
that they're the same thing that killed Bubba.
Poor Bubba.
He also says that there are a bunch of Native American burial mounds near the site of his initial encounter, which relates to a lot of other Dogman stuff, because
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember how much of you remember of the story at St. Coletta's.
Is that
where
the
Mark
way
Shackleton?
the security guard?
Yeah, Gadara.
Yeah.
Yeah, burial mounds seem to be of any kind, not just native, seem to be a common theme in these Dogman stories, which kind of, we talked about like portal theory and sort of the more supernatural elements of Dogman.
I loved portal theory.
I still really, really like portal theory.
I love the thought that Bigfoot is controlling.
I think that's Bigfoot may be controlling Dogman.
The world may never know.
The world may never know. Another point, and I don't remember if this was brought by Elijah Henderson from Cryptid Studies Institute or from Martin Groves. I don't remember which one of them said it because I don't take very good notes apparently. So between Groves and Henderson though, we have a pretty good idea of like the general layout of the area where the camper massacre might have happened, because I guess Groves also has some inside information on that.
Okay.
Which makes sense, because he's become super involved in that community since his books came out.
Yeah.
And he's very credible. People want to tell him stuff.
Yeah.
And Elijah's the same way, from what I
Kind
can
of
tell.
like, is it Linda Godfrey?
Yeah. Rest in peace, Linda.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think he's kind of starting to fill her shoes a little bit, in my opinion. But, so what happened after this camper massacre, apparently, is that park was shut down. And that whole area of the park was shut down.
Oh, the whole area was?
The whole area ended up being shut down, and it was for, like, remodel. You know, and then they kept delaying the reopening and delaying the reopening and delaying the reopening, and they would just make up an excuse every single time until eventually people just kind of forgot about that campsite and they shut it down. They cut down the telephone poles, they took out the showers, they took out all the facilities, but there's a certain path that if you can find it, you can walk back there and see where the site was, because it matches up perfectly to the description where the river's down a certain way and the woods are over there.
Okay.
But this pattern keeps occurring in LBL, from what I understand.
Which would make sense if, I mean, it is the beast of LBL.
Right, so apparently there's a theory that every time an area of the park gets shut down
There's
for
an
anything,
attack.
either there's an attack or a sighting.
That would make sense.
And you remember the Christopher Allen Whiteley case?
Was that the one in Texas?
Yeah. We talked a little bit about how certain areas of that, like, forest region and, like, the parks nearby it were shut down around that time. And they said it was for hog hunting.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think cover-up theory is becoming more and more plausible the more I read.
Yeah.
Because why else would the government consistently be shutting down?
Parks and stuff like this.
And it just so happens, you know.
To be these areas where these things are happening.
I also want to point out that the good old Harry, the other officer, people ask, well, why didn't he come forward? You know, why didn't he say anything? So Harry had a stroke right after.
Oh my god.
And
Well,
he and Groves didn't speak for many years after the incident. They made up when Harry was dying and came back out to LBL together. Harry also quit working right before his stroke.
why would you go back?
Well, Groves has been back a gazillion times.
I know, but like if something like that happened, why would you go back?
He was dying anyways. Maybe he wasn't worried about getting murked by the beast, but also I think it was probably closure.
Yeah, I
You know,
can see
that's-
that.
And that bond they have from that experience.
Yeah.
You know, the fact that they didn't speak to each other for a long time afterwards, I think speaks a lot to the sincerity of, like, Groves.
Yeah, and like the
Because that was one of my big points when I first was bringing forward his story in that LBL episode, was he just seems so... So where did I leave off?
if you notice the switch in camera quality and audio, because my dad's hand's covering the speaker.
Is it? I don't know about that.
It is because the batteries are not staying charged and we're on brand with the technical issues. So now we're recording on my phone.
I also have a story about straight out of Ohio.
Ooh.
And it is one of those stories that, you know, I'm not finding a ton of stories, because I kind of keep my finger on the pulse of Dogman. I'm not hearing a lot of stories that back up that, like, fear theory at
Yeah.
this point. There's a lot of people coming forward with, like, actual, like, encounters ending in death.
Oh my gosh.
So, Adam Davis is a Dogman researcher, and he had heard about a sighting, and so he went out to, like, the river where this Dogman had been seen, and there's an overpass, and there's, like, a little bridge, and he is walking along the bank, and he finds these shredded, bloody clothes.
Ooh.
And he calls the police, and the police, like, laugh it off, basically. They're like, oh, it's probably just, like, a prank or whatever. They don't come out. 20 minutes later, the clothes are gone, and a car has driven over the imprint of the clothes. This happened in the year 2000. And he later meets with a Dogman researcher that he doesn't name, who met with a family that says their daughter went missing in 2000, jogging along that river, and was never found.
Oh my goodness.
So we've got another confirmed Dogman kill.
Which is crazy because not many of our cases we've really talked about has he killed anyone. It's always been fear-based. Like, he wants to scare you.
So but this was in 2000, right? So this is from a while ago. So either A, Dogman was, you know, maybe fear wasn't enough at the beginning. Like, I'm kind of formulating this theory, like maybe fear wasn't enough at the beginning. And
Yeah.
now that he's done all this, he can...
Well, I don't know if
Speed.
we talked about this on any of the episodes, but one of the things that I asked you was, is there a chance that, like, when they go hunting in groups,
Mm-hmm.
like we see with the Martin Grove story,
Mhm.
if that's an initiation?
Yeah.
Or like a tryout to see how they do, and then...
You did bring this up during the episode because we were talking about how he thought there were 3 of them in the woods with him when he was walking back from turkey hunting. You would love the Martin Groves case, by the way. There's a lot of hunting.
There is so much hunting.
There's so much hunting.
Something's following me out of the woods while I'm walking. I'm turning around and shooting.
Well, they did. I think at one point.
He does at the very end, but not in the woods because he thinks it's like a hunter and his dogs.
If you holler out a hunter, I'll answer you back.
But you'll be emotionally attached to Bubba.
I don't know.
Yeah, you'll get attached to Bubba. He is Bubba.
He would be Bubba.
He would be Bubba.
Nope.
But that is most of the updates that I have on Dogman. If you want to do some of your stuff, I have a werewolf case that I believe we didn't cover.
Ooh, okay. So I wanted to look up clinical lycanthropy. And that is because I know that for a fact I have been diagnosed with... You good over there?
Yeah.
I've been diagnosed with agoraphobia. I have minor agoraphobia. And I know that sets in around 25 to 20, like 24, 25, 26 in that age range. And I was like, I wonder if clinical lycanthropy also has an age range in which it starts to show itself. It does not. So my information is coming from WebMD because it was the only one that was like really giving me information. Some experts think it's caused by delusional misidentification syndrome. It's a group of disorders where people don't recognize familiar objects or they believe objects are transformed. Other experts say clinical lycanthropy may involve a culture-bound syndrome, which is a mental illness or unusual behavior shaped by cultural norms or surroundings. This can also be caused by drug intoxication and withdrawals, cerebrovascular disease, traumatic brain injury, dementia, delirium, and seizures. However, clinical lycanthropy can start to show at any age, as I said, but it's often associated with the onset of mental health disorders during a person's first psychiatric episode or in those with chronic psychosis. It can also occur in individuals with neurological conditions such as epilepsy, and again, it can affect anyone of any age.
So you could wake up tomorrow and think you're a werewolf.
Yeah.
I wonder, there's 2 things that makes me think of. One is demon face syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of that.
Is that where, like...
You just wake up one day and people's faces don't look right.
Yeah.
They look really, like, warped and, like, their smiles will be big, their eyes will be crazy. I wonder how related that is to stuff like clinical lycanthropy.
It's probably pretty related, I would assume.
And the cultural stuff is interesting because, only religious people get possessed.
Yeah. That is true.
And so there's always been a long-running theory. I mean, that's probably not true. There probably have been atheists who've gotten, like, possessed and stuff. We just don't hear about them. Because we think they're just tripping.
Yeah.
But there's often been this train of thought that, like, the reason that happens is it's a cultural thing. You already believe in it.
Yeah. So
cultural-based stuff is very
Well, and it makes sense, too, with a lot of the cases that I've covered in France. That, like, just based on everything that was around them, if they had the misidentification syndrome, that would just...
Right.
That would lead them right in to think that they were a werewolf.
I mean, yeah. Especially given France had a legitimate fear of werewolves at the time. So like, if you have some kind of misidentification syndrome, that's what your brain's probably going to jump to.
Yeah, especially because of how much fear there was.
And the fact that wolves themselves were a very present and real threat. Like, if you were living... Kind of, we talked about that in Morbach, too. How, like, those men were already really prone to, like, flying off the handle about stuff.
Yeah.
Because they lived under so much fear and stress every single day. Thinking, oh, is the Cold War going to break out into a hot war?
Yeah.
So, if you're living under the threat of wolf attacks all the time, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah. Do we want to do the case, or do we want to go into some of the questions about, like, just...
I'll go ahead and just talk about it really quick. You didn't cover Gilles de Rais, did you?
Mm-mm.
We're going to France.
Just kidding, guys. What was it? Nicholas Dumont? Was that the last one?
No. So, I don't know if you've heard of Gilles de Rais.
I don't think I have.
He was one of Joan of Arc's compatriots.
Okay.
They fought alongside together. He became a very decorated war veteran.
I question, and I know.
Go ahead.
I didn't know Joan of Arc was real.
She didn't know Napoleon was real either.
No, that's what she's telling me.
So, now that we've established Joan of Arc is indeed a real person, she's a Catholic saint.
I thought it was like folklore. I thought she was just a part of the Bible.
She's not in the Bible at all. He's not in the Bible.
Guys, I learned something every episode. I'm still so sad about Merlin. No, I thought, are David and Goliath in the Bible?
Yes, David and Goliath in the
Okay.
Bible. They're in the
I
Old
thought
Testament.
those were part of Lord of the Rings. I did.
Why did you think that was in Lord of the Rings?
I don't know, it sounded like Lord of the Ring names.
Yes, the members of the Shire, David, was accompanied by Pippin, Merry, and Frodo. We're replacing Samwise Gamgees with David. And we're
To be
replacing
fair,
Sauron with Goliath.
I've never seen any of the Lord of the Rings.
You know what? This is why you gotta stop bashing Lord of the Rings. Because you thought David, that's why you think it's a bad movie. You thought David and Goliath were in it.
I just think it's a bad movie.
What does
to
this
do
kid throwing rocks have to do with orcs?
I don't know anything. I'm doing my best.
So, I'm so sorry. Anyways, Gilles de Rais was a French people, pardon my pronunciation. Actually, I don't care what French people think. We've been over this. So he fought alongside Joan of Arc. He was present at the Battle of Orleans and stuff like that. Some of those key victories, and he was a nobleman. And some people have suggested that it was Joan's death that kind of triggered something in him because they were quite close, right? But I don't think so. I'll tell you what I think afterwards. But this was just such a harrowing thing to hear about that I was like, I have to include this.
Okay.
So he retires from the military around 1435, and rumor has it that he began engaging in the occult. After fighting alongside Joan of Arc, who is a literal Catholic saint, he goes, I'm going to get into alchemy and the occult. That's what I'll do now. So he spends his time in his castle, and eventually enough children go missing that people go, he's a werewolf. He's stealing children. The thing was, he may not have been a werewolf, but he actually was stealing children.
He was.
He was indeed and he confessed to it. I don't know if he confessed under torture, but his servants had extremely collaborative stories to what he said.
Okay.
So he and his accomplices lured anywhere between 80 and 200 peasant children,
Well, I guess that wouldn't be that hard.
mostly boys. Well, they were luring them on the promise of food and work as pages.
Okay.
So he, not only did he kill these children, but he would assault them.
So much like Nicholas Damont did.
Yes. And then he would also torture them. And his preferred method of dispatching them was to sit on their stomachs and slit their throats and watch them die.
Which was the same thing that Nicholas Damont did.
Right. So was he the tailor?
Yeah.
He came up in another video, except they didn't name him. They didn't know his name. And this was somebody that usually has really good research, so I was like, good job, Sage! They were like, we don't know his name. Sage does. She may not know that Napoleon's real, but she knows this guy's name.
It's Nicholas Damont.
So, this is happening, and ends up being tried for murder. He gets tried for heresy, sorcery, for being a werewolf.
Everything.
Yes, they give him the whole run of the mill. And he is indeed executed. But I just thought that was such a, like, his testimony was so, like, vile, and his confession was so detailed. Like, after he killed the children, they would burn their bodies.
Okay, so fire's still coming up with this.
Yeah. And people said, his servants said that this was an occult practice. He was doing this,
Was it satanic urges?
not satanic urges necessarily, but he was doing it for these rituals. And obviously, like I said, he was into alchemy, so he was, like, super into trying to find, like, the elixir of life and stuff. Like, all that dumb shit that obviously can't happen.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he was, I don't remember exactly what they called him. He was the werewolf of something. She doesn't stare eye. I'm gonna have to
I don't
Google
think
it.
it's the werewolf of.
It's American Werewolf in London.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Sage has no idea about that movie.
So, he was a baron. That's
What does that
crazy.
mean?
That's a pretty high-ranking noble.
Okay.
It's like king, and then like a couple other ranks, and then baron.
Okay.
They're like super close.
Okay.
Now there is a theory that he was entirely innocent, and that he was tried so that the government could take his wealth and land.
Which, knowing France at this point,
Mm-hmm.
as well as we do, I wouldn't be surprised.
No, but there is a lot of evidence, more evidence pointing to him actually killing up to 200 children than not. So, and of course, back then, people couldn't conceptualize the idea that humans could commit these atrocities. So,
It's only beast.
only a werewolf could do something like this, or a witch.
Yeah.
So, I just thought I would bring that story forward because I just thought that was crazy. How do you go from being besties with Joan of Arc, who, you know, was willing to be burned at the stake on God for like the sake of God, and then you do that?
Yeah.
That's crazy work.
That is crazy.
And also, I didn't contribute a lot of werewolf cases, so there's my contribution.
I did. You said I had a monopoly on them, which
You literally did, and a monopoly on France.
yeah. At this point, I might as well just be there.
Do not move to France. I will not visit you if you move to France. Although France in 2026 is apparently opening a Naruto theme park. It's got a Kurama roller coaster and everything. So, you know,
you're like, if you do move there,
you may see me in France next year, guys. But you have it will only be. I'm gonna go there, go straight to the Naruto theme park, and as soon as I'm done, I'm leaving France. I need to get eaten by a werewolf, or speak to a French person. Even worse, God forbid.
like I said, I've spent so much time looking into France.
No, you should come with me and then go around being like, did you guys know Napoleon?
I'd be kicked out of France. I'd be banned.
Local podcasters banned from France permanently.
Well, his ancestors were banned from England, Scotland, and Ireland.
What did you do?
I have no idea what my ancestors did, but it makes a lot of sense why I've been kicked out of a lot of places.
Here, and I can hear it, but we can also insert. I can insert the clip.
Insert.
Yeah, I'll just put it in the Discord. I can insert it. Yeah. You ready to hit record?
I already hit record.
Oh, okay.
He's not telling us anymore.
I didn't want to bother you guys for talking.
So, my first thing is like for our recap thing is like why we started the podcast. And prior, I think it was just because like I moved away. We still wanted to be able to have our like talk and like hang out in a way, even though I was further away. And it also gave us like we got to talk about things we were passionate about.
And we'll get to talk about more stuff that piques our interest.
Yeah, and I don't think necessarily like when we started this, it was about like growing anything. It was just like well, this is for us. Like
Yeah, and it still is.
yeah.
Like, as excited as we are to see growth, and, you know, as hopeful as we are for continued growth in season 2, you know, it's at the end of the day, this is mostly a way for us to hang out.
Yeah. Like, we were having a lot of fun about that. Like, we'd rather hang out. Like,
Yeah.
we were going to talk about this stuff regardless if we were recording anyway.
Yeah, and the research is a good exercise for our brains,
Yeah.
so that they don't turn into soup.
What if I send this up, like, just this show to my professor? My old professor and be like, tell me if this is it.
You would send her a video of me, and just I'll send her the most strongly worded video. I'll write to your dean. I don't care. What are they gonna
I
do?
don't even know who my dean is.
I already graduated from Ivy Tech. I have a paper up there to prove it.
I saw that. But, yeah, I think we still would have talked about this stuff regardless.
Yeah,
So, it's
I
just,
talk about this stuff in my daily life.
I do too. So, like,
Yeah.
why not just create something that we can share with you all?
Yeah.
What we thought the show would be versus what it actually became, which we kind of just a little bit discussed that.
Yeah, I mean, we said we were gonna take it more professional, and I feel like we definitely are more professional than last time. But man, we don't shut up, do we? We got a real problem with that. 1 second we're, you know, talking about what we're supposed to be, and the next we're like, do you like Amish people?
And then it's me sitting on my computer hunched over at 3 a.m. editing out 45-minute conversations that served no purpose to the episode. But yeah, I would say, like, I don't think either of us had huge expectations when we started this. Like, we weren't really sitting here thinking about, oh, like, how many subscribers are we gonna get? How many do we get excited when we get them? Yeah, but
I was very excited when Daryl finally found our YouTube channel.
but we also, it's just kind of like, it's turned into a space where we can just sit down and talk and be weird and laugh and just have a great time. For me, it's almost like a safe space now.
Right. No, I totally get that. And I hope that for our listeners / viewers, they kind of are feeling the same way about it.
Yeah, because it's definitely a place where we can talk about all these weird things.
And you guys can too. If you write us, we'll talk about your weird shit too.
Yeah. The email will be down in the description. Well, I think it's just important for us, like, we love what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We actually have, like, we're figuring out how to do this. We're loving everything that we're putting our heart into. I like that we're being judged behind the camera every time we're, like, talking about, like, loving this. And
No.
He's like, I've never felt that emotion. I'm a man.
But I think that, yeah, just being able to maintain our friendship and just, like,
Right.
getting to hang out and talk and be weird.
Yeah.
We love it.
I don't really have anybody else in my life. I guess, obviously, you and I can be weird around our men folk, but, you know, outside
Usually
of that,
our men folk are just like, please go away.
outside of that, because they have to be with us.
Yeah.
We have rings.
Yeah, that is true.
Poor fellas.
Outside of them and, like, each other, like, other people would think we were insane if we said some of this stuff.
Yeah, some of the stuff that I have to cut out, people would be like,
It's cut out for a reason.
they'd be like, wow, you guys are something else.
I'm calling Homeland Security.
One day I'm gonna edit something, or I'm not gonna edit something out, and we're gonna get rated. So.
We're gonna hear. Open up!
This doesn't have anything to do with this, but it has to do with another podcast. I had a crash out. I recorded a video of me crashing out on the way here. I was listening to Distractables, and their Uber ad has police sirens.
Oh!
And let me tell you, driving through Ohio, where every single time we've been there, we've gotten pulled over, the cops an asshole.
Yeah, so that may just be cops.
So I'm driving, I just hear the sirens, and it caused me to freak out, and I was getting caught up the entire time I was driving. So it was like, every like 30 to 45 minutes, I would just hear police sirens blaring through my car.
Dude, yeah, no. I don't listen. I can't listen to them in the car.
I have a video of me
I would hate
crashing
to-
out.
Well, they said that if you listen to it in the car, you'll crash.
Yeah,
That's why I don't
well,
listen to it in the car, and you crashed out, so that makes sense. Did you see Wade uploaded any blueprints?
no, I did not.
I was an avid viewer of that series, so I'm very excited.
I'm gonna have to watch it. I just got caught up. I was watching earlier when I was taking a nap. I was watching Mama Plier play FNAF. I think it was uploaded like a day ago because they were promoting her book.
I've never watched her.
Oh, it's on Mark's channel.
Oh, that makes sense.
I watched Jack crash out the other day too.
I got back into the Lore Lodge. Been real interested
What is
in
that?
that. They're a YouTube channel / podcast because they do like a Lore Lads podcast. They
Okay.
cover a lot of like missing 411 type stuff,
Ooh.
except they think the same way I do in that David Paulides is kind of a quack, but still very interesting. And there's some things that are adjacent. Actually, today I was listening to their episode on the Palmyra Wolves, which we covered. And yeah, I learn new stuff from them about stuff I think I know about pretty frequently. I think he has a degree in history.
Ooh.
So
At this point, I might need to go for a degree in history.
you might need to do some remedial coursework first.
Yeah.
I can see me going for a degree in history.
I apparently don't know anything.
It's okay though because you're learning.
I
And you're
am.
excited to learn and eager to learn. That's
Yeah.
where most people fuck up is they forget that there's a love to learning.
The first time that you, like, the first episode we recorded where I had no audio but you did for the Napoleon. Just the absolute shock in your face and the absolute look of horror in my face.
Obviously I don't think that video's out yet now.
It won't be, it's not currently, but by the time this comes out it will be.
But I used my shocked expression for the thumbnail. So that's the face I make when I find out that she does not indeed know that Napoleon was a real person.
What? Give her credit, she didn't know beavers were in Indiana either.
That's true.
So it's not just history, it's just like general knowledge.
Yeah.
Why are you running trivia now?
I don't know. I don't think I should be competing in any trivia at all.
We should just have you and T should just host together.
Yeah, we
Co-host.
should.
He's always in last place, but it's okay because he's the comic relief.
He is. Everyone else will have like 50 points and he's got like 2.7.
I think we've learned to go on more relevant tangents,
That is true.
like or at least stuff that are.
You good over there?
Yeah, it stopped on its own.
Alright, you probably hit your time then.
It started again, so.
Okay.
Or at least stuff that our viewers and listeners will find interesting, like the bath salts,
Yeah.
like tangent we went on. Like that ended up being a rabbit hole that was interesting,
Yeah, and it was also,
vaguely related.
yeah, because I think we were talking about like belladonna poisoning and stuff like that in that episode, I think.
We at least talked about eating people at some point, probably.
Yeah, and there was definitely cannibalism mentioned. but-
Cannibalism.
Cannibalism. But also,
That's what I'm doing then, okay.
so maybe it's not just us that has technical problems.
Cut him some slack.
He doesn't have an iPhone, he doesn't know how they work.
It's gonna be shaky now.
Earthquake! Is there any moments that you think of that are like, I cannot believe I put that on the internet?
The wolf mask. That was pretty strange. I think this is the one I was using.
It was. When you opened the mouth, I'm looking down reading because I can't look at you because I'm laughing too hard. And then you're like, oh yeah, you gotta like, when you edit.
When you edit, you'll see me taking a drink of the wolf mask.
And I could not stop laughing at that. I think in an episode I said that I wanted to fuck Aaron Goodwin.
Oh, Ghost Adventures guy?
Yeah. I think I did say that.
I was listening, it was a Lore Lodge thing, about, it was one of Ghost Adventures' more recent episodes, where it was Flesh Pedestrians.
Okay.
Zach Bagans, I know you're not listening, but please learn anything before you open your stupid fucking mouth. He's like, there's spiritual avatars conjured by Native American shamans to do their bidding. No, they're not!
I think me and my mom watched this episode the other day.
It's the Austin family in Torrey, Utah.
I think we were watching this one the other day.
That's not right! And why do the two Native American men there not correct him?
Because
For money?
I'm pretty sure that that's the episode we were watching where they had a Dakota Sioux, which is me and my mom's tribe.
Chief Kevin.
Yep, Chief Kevin, yep.
Chief Kevin. He is married to a Navajo woman, I believe.
Yeah.
But the other guy, McClellan, is that his last
I
name?
think so.
Why does he not... He's been in more than one episode concerning Flesh Pedestrians. Why are you not correcting Zach? Please.
Would you correct Zach?
Yes! A hammer. We're gonna cut this out. I would kill him with a hammer.
A lot of me cutting stuff out is us admitting to doing violence.
A lot of the things you cut out have been me saying I'm gonna kill Zach Bagans with a hammer.
You know what? He laid in a doorway with an axe over him. I think that was Lizzie Borden house, wasn't it?
Yes.
So.
You know what? Don't do that in my neck of the woods, buddy.
I'll ring up a system.
I have never forgiven him for tearing down the Ammons house
Yeah.
in Derry. I have never forgiven him. I will take it to my grave. On Judgment Day, I will bring it before the Lord. Along with the fact he tried to fuck a ghost.
He is on his own page. That's all I know. Ooh, which one scared you the most? The cherry bomb muffler.
The cherry bomb muffler story haunts me.
And like I had to listen to it. You researched it. I had to listen to it and then listen to it 2 more times while editing.
Is that not one of the most harrowing stories?
Oh
Did you ever go back and listen to the original audio?
no!
Girl, you gotta go listen to it. It
I'm
is
so scared.
That poor man, he just sounds terrified.
I would be terrified too if that happened to me.
Yeah, no, he sounds so sincere.
Yeah. Which one scared you the most?
Yeah, I'm gonna get the same answer. I'm trying to think if there's any other ones that really got under my skin. I did not like, the werewolves of Polini. The werewolves of Pee Pee Boo Poo. No, the werewolves of Polini, I didn't like that story either. Because the idea of that dude just being burned alive and just standing there like,
Yeah.
really bothered me.
Was that Filbert?
Filbert?
Yeah. I think Filbert was just catching strays.
Filbert caught strays, and he was so demoralized that he couldn't even be affected by being burned alive. He was just.
I think that story was like creepy in the fact of how many parallels to the Bible it had.
The Bible.
I think that was.
The Bible, which Joan of Arc was in.
To be fair, I was not raised religious. They didn't raise me religiously.
But, no, so that one bothered me, and the uncertainty of the camper story.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like the one that scared me truly was, there was one you told. Oh my gosh, it wasn't the cherry bomb muffler, but it was one of the more recent. Because I was holding the, you're like, oh, this one isn't that bad, and then you told me, and I was like...
I can pull up my episode list. And who was texting me?
Because I remember you, like, saying it, and I was like, this one isn't that bad. It was the Moorbach, I think.
Oh, Moorbach, yeah, when they're... Oh, yeah, the point where the dogs wouldn't go out.
Well, when you're like... I think that episode also scared me, too. Or not, I don't know if it scared me, but made me just, like, have the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah. Moorbach kind of gives me the heebie-jeebies.
Well, you started it with like, yeah, and then you bashed her head in and immediately moved on, like nothing happened.
Well, you research enough stuff about Dogman.
Yeah.
And eventually you're like, well, he bashed her head in, but at least he was a person.
That's
vaguely.
I can't believe that we just had to say. But I remember also holding my stuffed animal during that one.
I'm trying to think if there's any other times you held your stuffed animal.
I feel like there were times where I just had him on me because I was using him for a pillow while I was taking a nap at my desk while waiting to record.
Oh no.
But I do know for a fact that the cherry bomb muffler.
Oh, I think there was one in... Oh, this was one that I didn't like because of the amount of evidence backing it up. It was the Vidor werewolf, where it was the 18-year-old guy and his wife,
Oh yeah.
and he killed their dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't like that one.
And I found the original newspaper articles.
Because they were the ones keeping their guns in the barn, right?
No, that is the Palmyra wolf case.
Okay. Then I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh, it was, they lived in this house that they rented for 14 weeks, and the husband takes a shotgun out.
Okay.
The police show up, and they see something.
Yeah, okay, I do remember this one.
I'm finding the original, like, that sounds like a story that would be completely made up, and then I found the OG, like, newspaper article in an archive, and I was like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't like that one bit. And then I later found out that Vidor was also a sundown town. So, yeah, of course y'all have... Dogman is present where there are tragedies or bad vibes.
Much like Mothman.
I was listening to something about Mothman this morning.
Which of the episodes surprised you emotionally?
Surprised me emotionally.
I feel like I got really bonded with these.
Thief of Livonia, yeah. I've developed a deep emotional connection to Thief of Livonia.
Again, I'm going to say this again. Thieves of Livonia is to Squeaky Floorboard Society as Mothman was
to Dark Corner.
Yeah, to Dark Corners. I almost said back quarters.
That's not the name of our old podcast.
No. No, I really feel like I want to say there was another case where I was like, oh, like I really feel for this. The lady that got ripped apart.
Oh, her?
Because of her husband. Her husband got tried. And like,
Hans was another one that I felt really bad for. Jean Garnier.
Yeah.
He was
like
having
13.
the same thought. Yeah, because
He
he didn't get executed.
No, he actually got sent to an asylum for clinical lycanthropy. Or he got monastery. Roma Santa got sent to.
Yeah, because he was nutso.
Yeah, because he was like the only one that was like, oh no, like he has clinical lycanthropy. Like he's the most like, according to folklore, he's the first real case that they like actually studied. Because that doctor that wasn't his real name.
The doctor also from France?
He was there's conspiracy theories that he's supposed to be that doctor from France that got exiled. But like he completely changed his name, so who knows? Dad, you were around a lot. You were around that during that time.
Whatever.
No, we're not talking about medieval France.
And next one is, which one made you feel the most connected to history, folklore, and humanity?
That's tough.
I feel like these.
Yeah, it's gotta be Thief because, like...
Homeboy was just ready to die, I think, and they were like, "Oh, just get out of here."
Banishment being the funniest punishment ever. Sleeve! Be gone!
If you don't know who Thies is, since you're sitting here listening to this, he
was an old, like, folk medicine, like, healer man.
he was like in his 80s.
And he goes on trial. He's not on trial. He's testifying as a witness about a church robbery. And he just goes off the rails and is like, also, I'm a werewolf.
And then, like, starts going into details about how he's a werewolf, and they were like,
But
this
he's
is
a werewolf
not...
of God. He fights witches. He goes down to hell to fight witches.
And he brings back stock, and...
He's responsible for making sure the harvest is good. And nobody even asked him. Nobody asked him this.
This was all unprompted.
They let the church robber off at this point and just put Thies on trial after that, and he got exiled.
Yeah. Poor boy.
Thies is a really good one, but I don't know, in terms of like cases too, like I don't know, I think the ones where we covered like the victims of Dogman potentially, and my 5th episode, so like the 10th one.
Yeah.
You know, like what was her name? Brenda Hamilton, Christopher Allen Whiteley, you know, stuff like that. You know, it's a reminder of, you know, you can be doing just normal stuff. Well, Brenda was taking a jog, Christopher was going to work.
Yeah.
And
well,
like,
also with like Roma
happened.
Santa,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's also a good point of this is that like it is his story. He was a serial killer, and it ties in the folklore because he wasn't tried as a werewolf.
Right.
He was like the first documented case of clinical lycanthropy.
Well, and he had a bad childhood.
Yeah, like so like, that also like brings in the humanity of like he was treated as like he was raised as a girl, and then all of a sudden they're like, oh, actually no, you're a boy.
Yeah.
And completely ripped everything away and like distanced themselves.
Yeah.
So I think that case really ties into the history, folklore, and humanity.
Yeah.
And then any episodes that sent you in a research rabbit hole at 2 a.m.?
Not at 2 a.m., but obviously we had the bath salts tangent, which isn't exactly the thing. But
yeah.
I don't know. Let me look back at my episodes.
I want to say that Roma Santa and Jean Roulet, or is it Jacques Roulet, I think they both kind of set me down into like a deep rabbit hole of research because there was so much on them, but also their stories were kind of wild in the sense of like they weren't werewolves, they were just serial killers.
I think that honestly the one that sent me down, at least the one I spent the most time researching, was LBL.
Which LBL, like, if there's that many more stories, if we can find more on that, I wouldn't mind coming back to Dogman to hear the...
I think we've talked about this before. I want to go camping in LBL.
I know, we talked about like meeting up and like recording some episodes there.
Yeah, I think that would be interesting, and also we may die.
Yeah. Well,
We can bring the blickies.
Yeah.
You just gotta, I don't know what the, no, we can't bring the blickies.
I mean, we can. But...
Get arrested in the mid-episode. It's like the end of Monty Python on the Quest for the Holy Grail, where there's no end to the film, they just get arrested. It's gonna be us.
Hey, if they don't know we got them, we can take them. But if we fire them, that's a whole different story.
You gotta get creative and like bring a crossbow
I
instead.
was gonna say a potato cannon.
I'll bring my sword.
We're definitely gonna be set. Things that we learned. So for this section, I have like how often fear overlaps with disability, mental illness, or being different. How many of the stories weren't really about a monster, but about society panicking. How power, religion, and control kept showing up in accusations, and how folklore reflects real human suffering.
That great fear of the great other. You know,
Yeah.
I talked about that in the Horrible Halves episode,
Yeah.
where you know, the reason that blacksmiths in Ethiopia were thought to be more likely to be were hyenas is because blacksmiths were primarily Jewish.
Yeah.
You know, Jews were the great other for a lot of history,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
And then also like how much of the Catholic versus the Protestant and all that, how much that was going over Europe too during all of this too with all the religious.
100 Years' War plays a big role in a lot of the stressors in France.
Yeah, and then because that was whenever they nailed the thing to the door, right? That like kind of started I think there was an episode that we talked about that.
So that's Martin Luther and his 95 Thesis. That's the Protestant Reformation, and that's not necessarily related to like a Catholic. That is a Catholic versus Protestant thing. That's the founding of Protestantism. I don't think that's the 100 Years' War.
I just know that like there was one where we talked about like
But
how that
is the
helped
Great Schism.
escalate things. Or
Yeah.
escalate some of the things that were happening around this
It
time.
definitely does, because religious tensions are a breeding ground for other issues. Every time it happens in history.
Yeah, just because that like almost every episode was about how this religious war was happening and how people were being tried for literally anything that was slightly outside of what the church wanted.
Yeah, heresy was one of the big crimes back then. Heresy, witchcraft, lycanthropy. Those are the triangle of things you can be tried for
Yeah,
back in the olden days.
that is true.
Anything else you might get off for, but like in the middle of that triangle is being burned at the stake.
Yeah, it's like the what is it? The elder thing from Harry Potter.
Oh,
the
yeah.
triangle, the circle.
Yeah, I got the Deathly Hallows.
Yeah, the Deathly
So
Hallows.
it's got the Elder Wand, and I don't remember any of the other shit.
So here's another one. Episodes that triggered emotions. What episodes that we researched were genuinely heavy to research? For me, mine was Nicholas Dumont. I mean, that case was really dark, and there was a lot more things that I found that I did not include in that episode. Like there
Right.
were detailed accounts of what he did to the kids, and I was like,
Can't include that.
I mean, I could have, but I wasn't going to.
Right.
That was
the video game would get taken down.
Yeah, because it was just so horrific.
That's the same thing why I kind of only gave a very brief account of Gilles de Rais.
Yeah.
Because you can't.
Yeah, there's some stuff that like I enjoy looking at the darker cases. I enjoy like learning about them, but there's some stuff that we try to keep it this so that anyone can listen. We don't want to make anyone feel dark and unusual, which is what we said I think in the very first episode. I think that's what you said.
I don't want to make anyone feel, uncomfortable or like,
Yeah.
but sometimes that stuff comes up.
Yeah, and so like we try to keep some of our episodes very, if we know it's going to be a heavy topic, then we're going to like try to make some of like the other conversations not.
I don't think I had any episodes that were super emotionally heavy to research because mine mostly focused on Dogman. I had some kind of scary stuff in my episodes that I don't like to listen to.
What was your roughest episode to listen to from just all of mine? I had some messed up ones.
I mean, they were all kind of hard for me because they all took place in France. But probably, I think Jean Garnier was kind of a hard listen because he was just a kid. Dumont was hard.
Yeah, Dumont was hard just because of what he did.
Yeah, I would say those are the...
Yeah. I also would almost say too that like Manuel Blanco Ronosanto was kind of hard to like hear and research because like the first half of that episode is talking about how they thought he was a girl and then how he wasn't a girl and all the stuff that like the bullying and all the things.
that was hard to listen to, hearing about a kid go through
But
that.
that was a great case of nature versus nurture.
I love how anytime it's like emotionally difficult for us, we're like, there's children involved.
There it is.
We don't care about adults. Y'all suck. You can die.
But yeah, I think that case was hard. Just for the like simple fact, like literally the first half of us is just us talking about his early childhood and the things that happened to him. Were there ever moments where we had to step away because it got too dark?
Nah.
I don't think we've ever had to step away during recording.
No, I don't think I had to step away. I mean, this isn't during the course of my research because I heard it quite a while ago, but the first time I listened to that cherry bomb muffler story, I was driving and it wasn't even nighttime and I had to like turn it off for a minute.
I think there were times where maybe like some of the like stories that I've discussed where like after we've got done recording, I've had to be like, all right, I need to like not be at my computer right now. I need to like go breathe some fresh air and just not be around this for a minute.
I think that I'm not susceptible to that kind of thing simply because like my brain is stupid and forgets everything that it's been told 45 seconds after and then remembers it later.
That's fair. One of my quotes on here was that like when you spend a lot of time looking into horrific cases and spending just like as much time as we are learning about this stuff so that we can like not necessarily read our scripts as much, but just have it there if we need it. There's a lot of times where like it can kind of weigh heavy when you're like trying to retain all this information.
I think if the roles were reversed and I had been looking into more like real life people, like you were, I think I would probably feel a bit differently.
Yeah.
But Dogman is Dogman.
Yeah. Times where you felt deeply protective of people in these cases.
Thief.
Yeah.
Thief.
These. These are definitely the wife of the one of them that got just like the mob tore her apart.
Literally, like that's a bad way to go, bro.
It really is. But definitely these like
Protect that old man.
he
I know he's dead, but
he was doing his best. Episodes that remind you why you love folklore and storytelling.
oh my god, probably all of mine, honestly, and all of
That's-
yours.
Yeah,
Like,
I think all of these stories just
it's-
remind me.
It's a new thing every episode.
Yeah, and like there's different ways you can emphasize things without fully like being like, oh. And I like more recently where we've been like asking each other questions to like lead us into it.
Right.
I've really enjoyed that because I feel like because there are sometimes like definitely during the beginning where you'd be like, all right, are we started? I could ready, and then it would just be like the other person just sitting there listening.
Right.
And I like that now it's like we're opening up for more of a
Like
conversation
discourse.
about like what are we getting ready to get into.
I almost said Discord instead of discourse. I should probably eat something when we're done.
Well, that's fine. That one day I went to go introduce myself and completely forgot my name. I'm just like, hi, I'm Sage.
Sometimes I put my hand up to wave and I forget what I'm about to do, and I'm like, hey!
It's like, hey, can I go to the bathroom?
Teacher!
But I think all of our stories, like definitely the way we've changed in writing them and just like allowing for that conversation at the start of being like, what do you know about this case?
Right.
And then if you don't, like,
Or just little fun questions to lead in. Like, what do the military, the Air Force, and random German people have in common? Oh, this thing.
yeah. See, like, I think that I like how we've like started leading in like that.
Yeah.
So we're now getting into a little bit of our behind the scenes. Recording mishaps is our first one.
This is one.
This is one. This time around, I think we've learned a lot though when it comes to.
Do you know how many thumbnails I've lost?
Do you know how many audio recordings we have lost?
We're not good at this.
Well, we never strive. Like, we never wanted, like, we never thought we were going to be, like, the best out there
No.
either. Like, we are still actively learning. One thing I really did learn, though, is technology does not care about your feelings.
No, God, no, it never has. Ask my printer. There's other reasons it doesn't work, but even before that, it didn't fucking work. I'm looking at my printer right now. I fucking hate printers.
But, like, technology just does not give a fuck about your
No.
feelings at all. At the beginning with the nerves and stuff like that, like, you could just tell how much as well, like, when it came to recording, how, like, nervous and stuff we were.
That's gotten better over time.
Because, like, nowadays we can kind of just sit here and talk and actually, like,
Right.
achieve. At the beginning, it was just a lot of us going, does that sound okay? Are we good?
I just pretend the camera's not there a lot of the time, unless I'm looking directly at it and I'm forced to acknowledge its existence.
Yeah, well, and then
Well, just because
also.
I'm standing here.
You know what? That actually makes it worse.
It kind of
That's what I'm
does.
saying.
It makes it worse.
Well, it was actually really, like, when we recorded that trailer episode, we didn't record that together.
No.
We just had audio files of us being crazy.
I sent like 9 audio files over to say.
It's just us by ourselves in our room, just being like, welcome.
creak in the floor.
And so
I should have done my whole thing in that voice. I should have done a Gollum voice.
but it was kind of like weird, like
Yeah.
actually like being in charge of like recording this and like being the awkward person sitting in your office.
Yeah. I love that we both have an office now.
Yeah, and
That's how
that
grown
helps
up we
too.
are.
I know.
We're such adults.
But prior, we didn't have that. We were sitting on his couch.
Yep. Or my couch.
Yeah, that is true. We kind of just, wherever we could record, now we actually have designated areas for
Yeah.
recording, which is really nice.
Yeah.
We've also, like, have stopped a lot during our recordings due to our men and our pets.
Well, obviously this episode will be out by then, by the time this comes out, but Lucy getting up on my shoulders.
Yeah.
She kept trying to show her butt to the camera, so I kept like holding my hand over her butt so that you guys didn't have to see cat butthole. Because she won't put her tail down.
The one I think
She thinks she's a
nowadays.
parrot.
Nowadays, I think the only thing that I really have to cut out is just us burping.
Yeah.
We burp a lot.
If you cut out every time I yawn, there wouldn't be anything left for the podcast.
No, there wouldn't. Or there are like some days where you can tell if we like are recording late or it's been on, like you can definitely tell it's kind of on the fly. We're both yawning. We both look like we've had like the longest
You
year.
can tell too if I've had to work that day,
Mm-hmm.
like today.
But we do have a lot of bodily noises I have to cut out, but like they're usually like a couple seconds. Although one of the more recent episodes, I was sick and it was just me blowing my nose every time you talked, and I was like, we're just gonna pretend that this isn't happening.
Well, I was coughing in the other one that we recorded too. I'm still not entirely well, and now my kid has it.
But you know what? We're making do. If you want to go ahead and
That's
stop the
your
recording that
girls
way,
make do.
we really do.
I said,
There.
All right, we recording?
Yeah.
All right. So our next one is tech failures. So we look at the camera. Are we blaming the camera or are we blaming the man behind the camera?
we're blaming the camera. It's not his fault that the batteries are not staying charged. I don't think he's like Palpatine style, like, sapping their energy.
What if he's actually a ghost and he's not there? He's just draining the batteries.
I don't think your dad's a ghost. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Well, on my trip here, I thought I died. There's a valid reason. I did tell him this. On my drive here, it got really foggy when I hit like near Cincy. That at one point, like I was following behind this vehicle or this box truck, and like I'm like maybe a car length away from him, and I can barely see him.
Yeah.
Like I can barely see his lights and everything. That we're going like 30. And for a second he turned and I knew I was tired, but I was like, oh my god, I have died and this is like my last 7 minutes.
Dude, when I drove to work the other day, as I was pulling up, it was so foggy.
That's how it was, except for like way denser. I couldn't see the white lines. And so I was just like blindly following this box truck. I was like, if you go off the road, I'm following you at this point. I guess I just die.
This is not related, but I just saw it. So this was 4 years ago today.
Aww.
I saw it when I opened my camera roll.
That is adorable. Well, tech failures. This camera has been fighting us this entire time.
We've used 2 different devices at this point.
Yeah, so audio, video, everything's gonna be a
Audio,
little bit different.
video.
I'm doing my best. But definitely like learning all the technology has been a journey.
Yeah.
I think for both of us.
Yeah. I won't say what software I use for my thumbnails because you guys are going to be like, how are you fucking that up? How are you not good at that? And you're going to make fun of me, so I'm just not going to tell you.
But like as they know at this point, our first 3 episodes we had to reshoot.
Yeah.
There have been numerous times where we've had to just reshoot episodes because either the audio was messed up to a certain point where there was no like, I had no audio, Megan had no audio, or there was like interference somewhere, and I don't know how there was interference.
Right.
So,
Ghosts.
maybe. It's definitely been like a constant learning curve for us, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We're still trying to, I'm still trying to figure out audio levels and like how those are like gonna even out. Cause,
I'm going to have to try to figure out what that is.
and then, I don't know about like, I can't speak for you on your like editing for the thumbnails, but I do know that there are times where like, we're just like, what the fuck?
One time I had one just like disappear and then it came back and the proportions were wrong, or if it was like super zoomed in on our faces. I was like, what's happening? Help!
And it's frustrating. Like in the moment, like
Yeah.
we can look back now and laugh about everything that we've lost or things that have messed up.
I just like, I'll just be like, my phone will fuck up and I'll just be like, I'll stare at it for a few minutes.
That's me. Or like I've cried over lost audio.
I haven't been that bad yet.
Well, it'll just be like when we first recorded the first 3, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is happening again.
No, that one was rough.
But we talked about we're trying to make this one better because even though we're still having fun with it, we still wanted to make sure that it's good content. So like we obviously fix it, but it's not like we're not fixing it in like a pressure way, but more in a we actually cared this time to fix
Right.
it. Are there any accents you have abandoned for the good of humanity?
What do you mean?
Like, have you like when you're like researching, have you tried to do accents or anything, and then been like, actually no. I did this with Australia and with the French accent, and immediately was like, I can't do an episode.
Oh, like trying to like used a native tongue to describe things?
Mm-hmm.
No, because the only one I had, I think that was foreign, was German, and I took 4 years of German in high school, so I'm pretty comfortable with it.
I cannot speak.
I can't do accents overall.
I don't think I did too bad with the vocalic.
No, your pronunciation was good.
But I also
There.
had a man being like, no, it's pronounced this
But
way.
you have a
pronounce-"
Russian in your house. The linguistics episode was a little difficult. There's some words that I'm not sure about in that episode.
But I think you did great.
It's because you've never heard Anglo-Saxon.
I think you did great. I can't speak French. And you were like, that was such a great episode. You did so well. I'm like, I butchered every fucking
It's because neither of us speak French. We don't know how bad it is until the French burn down our homes. Like, oui, baguette, how dare thee?
How would you say your writing evolved for the way you set up like your research?
I don't really feel like it did that much. I've kind of had the same writing style for the past 20 years.
I feel like mine's changed with the way that I format things.
Why, I think it's also worth mentioning that, like, you're going through higher education now, too.
Yeah,
And so, naturally, the way that you write and structure things is going to change.
that is true. But I also think too, early on, I just wanted to get all the information out there. It wasn't about like making it a conversation, like
Right.
answering questions. It was like, let me get all the information out, and now I'm like actually like allowing for like to be like, oh my gosh, like what do you think happened next, and like
Right.
actually inviting people
I
into
have
the
noticed
conversation. And I really like how I'm doing that now. I feel like, to me, I feel like it makes it feel more intentional.
Right.
Versus like I'm better at pacing now, because there were times where I would just read so fast that I would like wear myself out of breath, but I think that was also my nerves.
I just write the way I speak. And obviously, I'm a little worse about it on camera. But if you hear me speak, like in real life, I talk very much the way I write in my episodes.
Yeah.
Those words that I'm using are not like, I did not break out a thesaurus. I just say those words.
Sometimes I like will be like writing like taking it from websites because
Right.
if it's a case, there's not much more you can like rechange the wording to.
Right.
And so I'll be like, well, that sentence makes sense. I know what that word's supposed to mean.
Right.
And then I never like change it to a different word.
Sometimes I worry that I both write and speak like a medieval peasant.
I don't think you do, but I also
I can go into that territory though where I'm like, prithee, tell me.
Sometimes I text people like that. Or like,
I called my boss my liege the other day. I was like, my liege, what would you like me to do before I leave?
I love that.
She did too.
I also think too that I like allow for room now for like the moment to set, depending on like
Right.
if it's like a heavy moment,
It is the
like
moment.
with Nicholas Demont.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just jump into the next thing. I was like,
You're not like me. He bashed your head in.
oh, anyway. So I think I've definitely changed in that way. Which leads into the next question. How has your voice and confidence changed?
My voice has gotten deeper because I've been drastically ill. But no, like I said, I just talk and write the same way basically.
I will say that you've gotten more confident.
I do
At
think
least
I'm
from
more
my end, because I
confident.
get to like sit there and like analyze everything that we
Yeah,
do.
because you edit and you go back. I listen to our episodes on mute because I don't like the sound of my own voice.
But you
So I haven't gotten to really reflect on that growth, but I still want us to get the views.
yeah.
So I put it on mute.
But there's definitely been a change in like compared to like earlier episodes. Like I've watched it with you, I've watched it with myself too, where when we first kind of started, we both were like, we didn't talk really loud. Like we were like, oh my gosh, yeah. Like
You know what I have noticed about myself? I'm more careful of my mannerisms. Like, I'm a fidgeter. I fidget with my hair, I fidget with my hands. In this episode, Sage and I are in person, so it's
Yeah.
a little different. I don't even know what the framing on these shots are. You could be looking at my shoes right now for all I know. I don't think you are.
Yeah, I think you're facing
But,
waist up.
oh god, I hope they can't see my sweatpants. Just so you guys know, I come looking nice on top to all these episodes. I'm wearing pajama pants 90% of the time when I record.
At least you're wearing pants 95% of the time we record. I'm in my underwear. So
Just Winnie the Pooh in it, man.
you really do be.
No, I'll wear like my pajama pants or my sweatpants. I think I wore some of Daryl's like baggier flannel box, not flannel, it's like plaid boxers that dudes
Yeah.
have. So one time I think I wore those. Because you can't see it. You
Yeah.
can't see it behind my desk.
The only time we see it is when we have to get up and like do something.
It said she got set out anyways. The amount of time she's had to cut out me like, oh, excuse me, I have to go pee.
Yeah, which
I've had a child. Leave me alone.
But also, like, I think I'm more aware of, like, at the beginning, I think I was really, like, worried about how I sounded and how I spoke and, like,
Right.
my mispronunciations.
We're just so used to it now. I'm just like, hey, what's up?
I'm like,
I sound like a chain smoker.
and I'm over like, I'm gonna mispronounce things.
Yeah. Who cares?
I'm doing my best over here.
I figure as long as our audience is growing, we're doing something right and we sound semi-coherent.
And if I say something super wrong, which, a girl from work came up to me and wrote down something, and she was like, how do you say this? And I said, I think the way I did in the episode. She's like, yeah, that's not how you say it. I was like, well, thanks for
So
letting me know.
you don't remember the word?
I think I said Piedmont area, and
Piedmont?
it might have been, I don't
Pee
remember.
Poo
But she was like, that's not how that's pronounced. And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know. I'm doing my best. It
Chill
looked like,
coffee.
yeah, Chillicothe. When my GPS said that to me, I was dying of laughter, but I was also very tired. That's a real town in Ohio, if you didn't know that.
Yeah, I called her on the phone. She's like, I'm by Chillicothe. I was like, where?
I only heard my GPS
I'm not
say
Chili
it once. Chili Coochie.
Chili Coochie.
Oh, that made me think of some videos that circled the sawmill.
No.
Oh,
We're not going to talk about that on this podcast.
No.
Chili dog.
oh, no, we're not talking about that. But I think we're definitely more comfortable talking. And
For sure.
Just like,
You should see my posture right now. It's absolutely egregious. I'm very comfortable. Of course, I'm in my house, so.
what type of stories do we want to continue telling more forward? I definitely want to stick with the dark and like the creepy, but like maybe less of like child murder.
Yeah, I'd like to say, ideally, I would like there to be less child murder.
I
next
say
season.
that as if my first episode for season 2 does not involve a child murder.
I don't have any child murder in mind so far.
I think I only have one. There's murder in the other ones, but like my first one, but it's only mentioned briefly. It's not like I don't go into detail.
There is murder in the episode I just read. I think it's my third one.
Well, and also like there's so much history in the towns that we're looking into.
Right. My episodes for next season, despite the amount of history, are surprisingly short, I feel like. Like, I feel like my Dogman episodes were longer, but it's a different nature, right? Like, there's only so much there's only so much history for a place.
Yeah.
You can speculate about the nature of Dogman for like 7 hours straight.
Yeah.
I can't speculate on actual historical fact.
Well, and there's also like some of the towns that we're discussing in season 2. There's like 100 buildings, and like each one has a different ghost. And so then you're
I
like
don't
looking.
have that yet.
I've had that in almost all of mine, but mine have all been like gold mining towns.
Yeah, I have Gold Rush. I think I have one Gold Rush town, maybe 2.
If you like look up like ghost stories, it'll bring up like 20 different buildings it'll have.
I'm gonna keep it 100 with you. There is, what have I written so far? Hang on, I'm stupid and I had a point and then I lost it because I don't know what I'm doing. Ever. Okay. Yeah, so none of my towns have featured ghosts yet.
Really?
They featured the supernatural, and those towns are
Ooh.
known for those supernatural things.
I like
but
that.
It's not necessarily ghosts.
So I'm coming in with the ghost stories, you're coming in with the supernatural.
Yeah, the one I'm
I like
working
that.
on next, if I'm not mistaken, is not even necessarily it's not even supernatural, but there is a phantom that isn't a ghost.
Ooh.
It's a haunting in it's a town being haunted by something, but not in the way you'd expect.
Okay.
Now, when I talk about some of these other, the last 3, there will be actual ghosts.
I think all of mine are ghosts.
I've brought some interesting content.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for yours too. I love hearing about like Gold Rush towns
Because
because they thrived and then there was none.
I think pretty much all of mine are in some form or another gold rush towns, except for like Kilkenny, Ireland.
Right. I think Jerome is my Gold Rush town.
Arkansas, no.
No.
Arizona.
I don't remember.
I think it's an A state.
I think so too.
What surprised you most about being a creator?
How bad I am at it.
I think I surprised myself with how quickly I'm learning, like technology.
Yeah, I will say I'm pleasantly surprised at how good I am at the thumbnails. Not that I'm good at them, but I'm better than I thought I'd be.
You're doing great. Better than I would just be like, you can use that clip from the video and that'll be the thumbnail. That's what I've done past. Well, I think we've also gotten really good at like troubleshooting quickly and like kind of trying to figure out what the issue is as quickly as possible.
I think that my main issue with this question is that I don't think of myself as a creator. I'm like in my mind, very much. I'm still just yapping.
Yeah, but you're still creating like.
Yeah, no, I
Something for
understand that,
people
but
to
like
enjoy.
that title hasn't really like
Set in.
yeah. Maybe like if we had like a giant audience, I think I'd probably be like, oh yeah, I'm obviously a creator. But right now, in my mind, this is still just like you and me discussing stuff.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
I'm too down to earth, guys.
Well, then, what was there a moment when you realized, wow, this is actually starting to become something?
Probably when the Vocalize Vodka and Very Bad Decisions video, and like it was quick too.
Yeah,
People
because
like it had like 2 views when I looked at it, and then it had like 100, and I was like, whoa.
and then we just kept like refreshing and like trying to like love
Yeah.
that.
Like we haven't had that level of success on any subsequent videos, but they have like our first videos we would get like 5 views and we're like, woo!
Yeah.
Now it's like, okay, we're getting 40 views, we're getting 30 views.
We're
stuff
getting
that.
like I think we set kind of like I think our average is like 17 views per.
Which is way better than 5.
Yeah.
And that's factoring in the early ones that hardly got any views.
Yeah. Like I think if I took the average, I think that would be
Yeah.
about the average of the views.
Yeah. I that's the first episode where I thought, okay, if we can actually like refine this, it could be
Which
something.
we are growing still.
Yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
like I said, we don't expect this to be like a way that we pay our bills.
No.
But it is nice to know people give a shit about what we're saying.
Yeah.
I'm also realizing the more we film that I curse a lot.
I also curse a lot.
I think I'm even worse than you, dude.
I think it's.
I spent more time line cooking than you did, though. That's the problem.
I've worked in factories.
That's okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened then.
Yeah,
I
you
think
were
it's-
just something.
I think it's just because I work with kids now.
That's
That like.
Well, I have a kid here 24/7.
I heard your story earlier about your kid
Yeah.
casting.
My kids learned the F word.
But I think when I'm like, okay, I need to be professional.
Right.
I think I can turn that part off now.
Maybe that's my problem. I still don't have a job that's like professional. I work at a grocery store pulling trolleys. Like-
Yeah, so like you're not like.
Yeah, I'm not. Maybe if I worked in the offices, it would be different. But I'm very much still just like a plebe worker.
Well, you're almost done with your degree too.
I am. I'm so scared for when I graduate. I was talking to one of my coworkers who's also in school, and we were talking about how scared we are when we graduate because we both we have similar mannerisms in the way we speak and like portray ourselves, I think. And I was like, what do you even do, like, at a real job? Like, I'm scared. And he was like, yeah, I don't really know what's going to happen. I'm really scared to graduate. And I'm so scared that I'm going to be in the office and somebody's going to say something and I'm just going to be like, fuck off! And I'm going to get fired. Because I'm used to just being able to say whatever at my job.
Because you can do that in restaurants.
Even when I was in management, like, obviously I can't tell the customers that kind of stuff, but you can go back a house and be like, hey, sup, motherfucker? Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
Even as a manager.
But you can't do that in like a professional setting.
No, I think it's going to be a rough acclimation for me.
What is your favorite behind the scenes thing that happened that didn't make it into an episode?
So this isn't really something that was cut out, but like your light incident and that whole call.
Yeah, I don't.
Obviously, that didn't make it into an episode in its entirety, but a clip of it did.
Yeah, that whole thing was rough.
Yeah, I think that whole call was probably my favorite, like, behind the scenes.
Yeah, because it was still content for the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, as it was happening, I mean, I was scared shitless, but
Right.
we were still like, I was like, I still gotta make content because this fits in perfectly with what we're talking about.
Right. And it was nice. I think it was the first time I talked to Alex.
Yeah.
You can cut their name out if you want.
And then I think my favorite is it has elastics. I don't think that made it into an episode, but I think that was just the behind the scenes video I kept.
Another worthy thing that I don't even know if it was like caught on camera is when Zuni, my cat, was quarantined in here. She fucking fell down because she's really clumsy. I think she was on the bookshelf and she just fucking like, because she's super clumsy.
I don't know.
She
if we
actually
got that.
almost, I don't know because it was over here. But like I heard it, and I don't think it was picked up because I have really good noise cancellation. But I could just like see that at the corner of my eye that my stupid ass cat was falling down. So that happened during a recording, not really behind the scenes. She actually almost took down. She slipped and fell trying to lick water off the faucet the other day, and she panicked and she ended up with her front legs in my dish rack, and she almost pulled the whole dish rack off the counter and broke every dish in my that I own. I was like, no! I was like slow mo, and it was so loud. She's not a big cat. She's about this long. She's just never grown. And she was just freaking out and almost broke everything.
Here's a great one for you, and this is for you. How do you capture the vibe of the episode into a single image for the thumbnails?
So what happens is God implants an image in my mind. It's like a That's So Raven style vision of what the thumbnail should look like, and that's what I make.
I love that.
I don't have any way to explain my creative process. It's literally just like I go through and I don't listen to the whole episode. What I do.
Well, there are times where we actually will pose for
Yeah, those are easy. But then I still have to decide the background and stuff. But I'll pause it and then I'll just tap the screen and go every 10 seconds. And I have caught, I don't think I sent it to you. But some of the faces that I have caught us making are absolutely insane, and you're very lucky I haven't put any of these in a thumbnail.
If they're hilarious, by all means use mine.
Let me see if I can find them. But, yeah, basically I just guess and go, hey, this might look good.
I should probably start writing down timestamps for when we pose for the thumbnail, and then sending you the timestamps.
What am I doing?
You're judging.
There was one where oh god, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. Let me go to my screenshots. That'll probably help.
That'd probably help.
Yeah. This one was intentional.
That one was intentional.
No, I have a ridiculous amount of stuff where one of us is just you make a lot of very odd faces.
Me too.
I do too, but you and I both have really expressive faces.
We do.
Unfortunately.
We do really there's a saying at work that there's this trio of us, and our faces say everything. And there are times where we'll look at each other across the room and be like,
I'm sure that people who see me at work are like, did someone kill her dog this morning? Joke's on them, I don't have a dog.
You have his ashes though.
That's true. I should be like, yeah, his ashes are in my car.
His ashes. I have 2 dogs' ashes on my shelf above.
Both of them from my family.
Yeah. One of them from a huge tumor, and the other one because he gave up on life.
He just gave up. He said, fuck this, man.
What moment from the podcast has made you the most proud?
How many times can I say Thies? Just Thies of Livonia in general. I think of him and I get a surge of pride that I imagine is similar to what you feel when you experience intense patriotism.
I can see that. Because he'd be on his own page. So that is the last question. I have 2 little paragraphs that I have about this. So the first one is, if this show sounds smoother now, just know it was built on the graveyard of lost audios and videos. Despite everything, I think we can both, I can say for both of us at least, how proud we are of this little haunted space that we've made and built for ourselves and for anyone who's willing to pull up a chair and listen.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say before I kind of close out?
I just think it's... And I think as the show goes on, more and more people will kind of... It's weird to have all this going on in the background, and then you go through, life events.
Yeah.
Not only is our show, our content growing, not only does the show grow, but we're, growing as people and having stuff happen. I didn't have this on my hand when we first started recording, y'all.
No, you did not.
We're going through... Eventually there'll be a squeaky floorboard wedding.
There will be.
Which is going to be strange.
We'll vlog parts of it.
I'm hoping that... Well, of course, you'll be there, so you'll have to take some videos.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it'll be of me doing the Cotton Eye Joe again.
I remember pictures
I love
of
that video.
What?
I remember seeing that.
I still have videos.
Yeah. From my first one.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh.
I lived with him still at that point. I had to edit everything. He was there for
I
it.
remember I dropped her off.
Yeah, no, I remember.
I didn't have
Because
a
you couldn't drive
license.
yet.
I have a license now and a mom vehicle, according to everyone.
I don't know if I have a mom vehicle or not.
Would
Kinda.
you consider our vehicles mom vehicles?
Yeah.
I mean, every vehicle I drive is a mom vehicle, technically.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's not sporty. It's practical.
Yeah.
My next car is going to be a Mini Cooper, which is not practical, but I don't care.
That's practical for you. You're not that tall.
I fit well in them things.
He complains getting out of my back seat of both vehicles that I've had.
Yeah, I don't know if we've discussed this on the podcast before. I'm really short. Don't let this chair deceive you.
I think I'm sitting shorter than you are right now. I
Your
think
chair
it's
is-
his
No, you're actually about the same height.
Oh, really?
I'm getting a call from my man. Hey, I'm going to get a pizza. Ask Sage if she wants anything.
Good, but thank you.
Hang on, guys. Hey,
Yes.
pizza?
Yes. I was waiting on your message.
No, Sage doesn't want anything. They already ate.
Okay.
And we're gonna swing by my mom's to go see little man and my mom.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna get what I usually get. I'm not gonna get it from Caesar's though.
Okay.
Do you want anything else?
No.
Okay.
No, it's fine. No, no, we're just still recording. We've had so many technical issues.
Yeah. Well. Okay. Well, I just be able to eat half of it. So.
Okay, alright.
Okay.
I love you. Bye.
Me too. Bye.
Leave me alone!
Again, men interrupting.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
No, but my god, can you imagine if this podcast goes on long enough you eventually have like a squeaky floorboard graduation?
Oh, that'd be.
That would be so sad.
You'll have one.
Oh yeah, me! I met my son! We're still doing it when he's a senior in high school.
I remember you were like, yeah, we're both gonna graduate.
I'm so stupid. How? How are we both gonna how did any institution of higher learning let us in? That's the real question.
That's the real question.
A
for
greater
me.
question than Dogman, paranormal, the
Yeah.
afterlife. It's how did we get into college?
Literally. So I do have something super sappy to say.
Okay.
I think I can kind of speak for both of us. Thank you. Thank you so much for, listening, for supporting us, and for being here. Throughout season 1, you watched us learn in real time, trying things out, figuring out what works, stumbling, and sometimes just outright failing in total. And still you stayed, you showed up, and you gave us grace, encouragement, and helped when we needed it. You've also seen some of our own dark corners along the way, and instead of turning away, you've listened. That means more than we can ever put into words. You all have been incredible, and we can't wait to see what season 2 holds for us and for you. And we can't wait to see how much more this community grows and how much more we can build onto it. So truly, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Thank you.
It means everything.
Yeah, for real. What she said.
Here, I read that if you want to.
Oh.
Read that last part.
You put so much effort into this.
I really
I
did.
just showed up. No, I took some notes. Season 1 was us learning how to listen to the house creaks. Season 2, we're going to find out what's answering back.
And so hopefully we will see you for season 2.
Bye, guys. Bye. Asleep.